Oh, look at this guy with the bomb and everything. 20k heavies, and I'm not even like blown out for that shit. Hey there YouTube, and welcome back. Today I am bringing you my Dragonknight Ganker build, a variation of the one-shot heavy attack build. We'll get to a few more details on that in a moment, but first and foremost, I wanted to thank everybody for all of the support in getting my demolition build video to 1,000 views in like 6 days. That was really insane to me. And thank you to everybody that subscribed and liked the video. And again, please like, subscribe, and comment for my Dragonknight Ganker build video. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but I think it's something that people will enjoy. It is very niche, and I think it is definitely a lot of fun to play with its very unique styling as opposed to a Nightblade. So as this is an update 34 build, there will be some tweaks needed to be made. It will be a little bit obsolete for update 35 as PvP heavy attacks have gone away, but I still wanted to put it out there. I still wanted this to kind of be a baseline for what I'm going to be trying to modify over the next month or so and getting out something that's viable for update 35. But now let's just get right into the build. Like I said, this isn't going to exactly apply. We will open up again with the stats here. Again, I'll do the same thing and put the max stats up. You'll see the weapon damage is higher. That was a recent adjustment off of the one shot. Same reason for the last video. You're gonna get down here. I'm using Bewitched Sugar Skulls, Lover Still, Vamp Stage 4. This isn't something you have to do. I would recommend at least Stage 2 so you get the hidden damage, but really Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4, it all works. I personally like Stage 4. I think it helps a lot with the stam, the run cost, and the invisible running is pretty cool in the end as well. So you'll see here, oh, let's get to the sets before we get to the skills. I'm doing everything out of order. So you'll see here, this is the set that's going to be obsolete, is Sergeants. It no longer adds just 3,000 weapon and spell damage to fully charge heavy attacks. It is now a build up as of update 35. This is going to be the set that I end up switching out here. But you can see it's a Nirnhone, it's an Inferno Staff. A lot of this build is going to end up changing because this is still leaning a lot into the heavy attack, but there's still plenty of ways to get damage out of this. I ran this with Mother Sorrow and Calurians back in the day, and I still had fewer buffs back then. On the Backbar, it's just whatever resto staff you want. I use the Maelstrom because it works very well with regeneration. It's just a little bit of extra mag. It's not really that big of a deal. And I just have it as powered to help with my healing. In fact, before this, I was taking a screenshot and I ended up hitting a Dragon's Blood for a 23k after using Vamp Toggle to get my health way down. And I don't even think that was a crit. It was kind of insane. So helmet, I'm using Encratis currently. This is just to up with the flame damage. Honestly, I think Balorg's was working a little bit better, but I tend to leap like my third move set in usually, my second or third move. So you don't really get that extra spell damage and pen, but it basically acts as an executioner. There goes my battery level being low. I swear if my controller disconnects during this. I'm trying to get this done quickly. Again, I know it's an out-of-date build. I also have my AC off, and it is Labor Day in California, and it is going to be over 110 where I live. Pretty insane. So I'm also using New Moons. This is just an easy set to get. It has a lot of good stats, a lot of good weapon and spell damage. Yeah, it increased the cost, but if they're not dead after 5 or 6 moves, you know, it's over anyway. So let's go through. I'm using 1 light, 2 medium, 2 light, 3 light, 3 medium. So 4 light and 3 medium. What I ended up doing, I know I wore all medium on my one-shot build. I wanted some light to get the pen back up, since my plan is to not use corrosive with this. I really like using leap as the gap closer. We'll get to more of the combination, but typically they tend to roll out and you can just leap at them, get the gap closer, get a lot of good damage, another stun, and ideally you're just whipping them to death at that point, which you probably only need one whip anyway. So you can see I just set everything up for Magicka and Divines. The jewelry is all sergeants. Again, we are using weapon damage just because of the hybridization from update 33, update 33 or 34, one of the two. But where now it stacks off of which your damage scales off of whichever is higher, weapon damage or spell damage. Either one ends up working. Coming just off the top of my head, I might put Order's Wrath here. I might even put something like Titanborn here. I haven't really thought about a lot of sets to really switch this out with currently. Again, it was just a modified setup of my one-shot build. I was really tired of either I'm going to get a gank or two, or I'm going to die. I'm either going to miss the heavy, or there's so much build-up to getting the heavy attack for me that I wanted a little bit more extra maneuverability, extra attackability, I guess. I don't know. Which, let's get to it. So what I would normally do is I would open up with a heavy attack and use empowering chains to bring me in. This, of course, gives you the empower on that heavy, giving it a real big, strong start. If I was further out, I would use inner light just to get the empower buff and be able to get somebody, say, running away, say, getting into a door of a keep, what have you. This was the one when I was really far out of range. But this, what I like to use was a big heavy, chains, getting close. More often than not, they're going to roll dodge away from you, at which point I would tend to leap and then get the whip on them. Ideally, beforehand, I would get Flames of Oblivion up 2 or 3 times so that I get the Seething Fury stacks for Molten Whip to be able to do a big double damage. And by then, between the first heavy, the chain in, possibly another medium or heavy into the leap, and then with the big whip to finish it off. If Flames of Oblivion is up at all, it's going to hit them at least one time in between all of that as well, and that's going to be a lot of damage to end up taking people out with. And you would be really surprised. Some of the clips I'm probably going to put at the beginning of this will include 1 or 2 tank shots where they have like 38 or 41k health. A lot of them are not buffed up, I will give it that. It's a gank build. Give me a little bit of credit. But there were times that I was taking out a lot of people with high health. I didn't really blink if they were in, you know, the 28, 30k range. And again, not only just having to rely on a heavy, you have a few options to damage them with. Even Flames of Oblivion does a decent bit of damage if they're trying to roll away while they get behind you or something else. On the Backbar, we have Simmering Frenzy just to get the weapon damage. This has been nerfed to all hell. Channel Acceleration, so we get a very long form of minor force up. That way we don't have to worry about, you know, trying to cast it in the middle. It's less to get away and just more for the minor force. The 12 seconds of Major Expedition does help you get in position. Coagulating Blood, I mean, best burst heal in the game. I don't care what anybody says. Molten Armaments, of course, this had the heavy attack boon of it that is no longer there with update 35. Rapid regen for a quick heal, and you can put corrosive here if you want to. I found the bar swap trying to get to the front just didn't work out very well for me. I really liked having leap again for the gap closer reasons, but it's just kind of an oh shit heal just in case, or you get zerged down and everything. And again, this is going to have to change. The heavy attack buff is no longer there. The empowering chains, empower is only going to be PvE only, so that doesn't really work. I still might use it as a gap closer. I might even put a two-hand on this and see about doing it that way, but I do like having the Inferno just to have a little bit of range. That's new for me as a DK. You saw my other build, you saw Demolition. Everything's within like a 7-meter radius, where Flames of Oblivion at 15 meters is like, oh my god, I have some range. So having 22 on the chains and the heavy attack that's like, what is it, 35 meters in Cyrodiil was obviously a big change for me. All right, moving right along, because again, I am doing this without AC. I do not know why I only have light attacks and backstabber here, but it is what it is. I would probably go with fighting finesse and master at arms. Those I think would be the two, with the direct damage and the crit damage. We already have the extra crit from backstabber when you're, you know, in a flanking position. And then weapons expert, again, to boost the light and heavy attack damage. I believe this got an adjustment, but still, it's probably not going to be worth it next patch. I mean, you could go with deadly aim. We're doing pretty much everything single target attack. I think the only thing this might not boost is Flames of Oblivion, but still, that's better than nothing. But yeah, and Red Tree is, again, same thing. Celerity, Rejuvenation, Fortified, and Boundless Vitality. This is just what I standardly go with. I know there's a lot of people that go Sustained by Suffering. I made a note of that last time. With this, with how little you're actually in combat, you're not really in like a brawler setup that you're going to be attacked. I would probably go with Rejuvenation just because, or, I mean, there's a few other ones you can do as well. All right, YouTube. Well, I believe that is everything so far for this build. Again, this is a bit more of a filler video. I wanted to put it out there. It's a bit of a limitation even, because this kind of setup isn't going to be viable anymore for PvP. But still, I wanted to kind of put it out there as a baseline for what I'm going to be working with, trying to adjust and find something new probably over the next month, since update 35 is finally getting to console. But with that, just a quick little build video. Again, thank you for all the support with Demolition and the videos coming out recently. I hope you get something good out of this. I know that DK Ganker is pretty niche and kind of different than something that you would tend to run like with your Nightblade, but still, I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's pretty neat to be able to, since Dragonknights got buffed, to be able to really gun some people down with the amount of damage that you can put out. I mean, I think I've done some quick parses and have done over like 100k in a second or something. So it's definitely powerful and can definitely help out. I'm very curious how it's actually going to work out with the tankier meta of update 35, and especially with Mara's Balm, of course. But that is all, YouTube. Thank you again for all of your support. Please like, comment, subscribe. I am going to try to be much more regular, putting out videos, content, something I'm going to try to about once a week. Again, I hope you enjoy this Dragonknight Ganker build. And happy hunting to you all. Good night now. He's down. Oh, we got another boy. Come on. I mean, I actually thought...